This is bait, life outside the Federal Witness Protection Program. A very dangerous way to exist.
Skinhead, deadhead, everybody, gun bad, situation, aggravation, everybody, allegation, innocence, on the news, everybody, dog food, bang bang, shot dead, everybody, gun bad. All I wanna say is that they don't really care about us.
A neighbor Dayton, Ohio police detective won't tell me anything about my brother. Hey, it's Susan. Welcome to tonight's episode of War Crimes Unit. Nice to see you. Boy, I'm really on a roll on Dayton, Ohio, and the Dayton, Ohio Police Department. And it mainly has to do with the fact that I know that this travel company that I'm working for, Next Medical Staffing out of Dayton, Ohio, I'm sure they're participating in this garbage. All right, so, I don't see, here's the thing. American law's got tons of excuses. International law doesn't quite have as many excuses. So, okay, here is the provision under the Roman statute of the ICC. It's a crime against humanity of enforced disappearance of persons. The perpetrator, under Article 7B, refused to acknowledge the arrest, detention, or abduction, or to give information on the fate or whereabout of such person or persons. Now, Charlie Richardson is a detective, was a detective, retired from the Dayton, Ohio Police Department. He was my neighbor. He lived at 553 Schroyer Road. We lived at 557 Schroyer Road. Okay, I can't even tell you how many evenings I spent sitting on their front porch. His wife, Amy, had trouble getting pregnant. He didn't feel confident on giving her fertility shots. I gave Amy fertility shots. I was in nursing school, right? And so, she said, okay, you can practice on me. Do you know she even bought me little presents and stuff, for, helping her get pregnant and all of that, okay? It's crazy. The whole family knows my mom. Charlie had even called Dayton PD. I remember one time when I had this crazy-ass boyfriend that was puking in my yard. He comes home at 1:30 in the morning, doesn't know who this guy is that's sitting on the backyard, puking. And he calls Dayton PD, and a whole SWAT team shows up, right? Okay, so now, and then he knows my brother. He actually paid my brother to be an informant to go and buy alcohol for him and his team, right? Here was the thing. Paul, my little brother, he would go and he would buy alcohol, and he might buy a ton of alcohol, but Charlie only needed a 6-pack to prosecute for whatever the team did. And so, Paul ended up, keeping the rest of the alcohol even though he was underage. Only giving them a 6-pack of evidence. But so then Paul would get cash for that. So I remember I was working at the tanning salon, and even I think I still working at Lazarus too. I was making minimum wage, and for working a whole day, Charlie was paying my brother more money than I made in a whole day on minimum wage. He'd make 40, 50, 60, 70, 80 bucks just for going down and buying alcohol. But there's some reason he won't tell me about my brother. Isn't that strange? One would think, okay, forget all this law enforcement shit. He was my neighbor, dude. Neighbor. Granted, he was the neighbor that initially contacted the Las Vegas FBI for me, put me in contact with FBI agent Darren Murphy, but it would seem since Charlie was my neighbor, that he should be more loyal to me than to the damn stupid fucking FBI, his little fucking FBI friends. Where the hell's my brother, Charlie? You're an asshole for not telling me about him, and you're an asshole for not putting me in contact with him. And if my brother is dead, you had some kind of duty on some degree to at least get somebody involved, even in the Marshal Service, to protect him. And you didn't. As I see, you didn't. When I found some evidence on Facebook to show that he might be within Springfield, I called Springfield PD, and I got more help from that detective. At least I was able to make a report. Something's not right. Something's not right. Something's not right. Call Special Agent Paul Burkholder down in Houston. Something's not right. Okay. Charlie's trying to tell me he gets married and is living in West Carrollton. Dude, why don't you, go out and knock on my brother's door and have him call me, give him my phone number, and he won't fucking do that. I mean, what a fucking asshole, dude. See, he wouldn't, let's just assume that my brother's still alive. Facebook pages, Facebook pictures, are suggestive that he might still be alive, but that's also inconclusive. You can Photoshop anything these days, right? So I don't know if he's really alive, especially with all the law enforcement corruption. But, okay, now, assuming that he is, he could just go knock on Paul's door and say, hey, call Seuss. Here's the thing, he won't. Why? Paul would be furious if he found out that my son Adrian got assaulted. Paul would be fucking goddamn furious. He would be off the fucking hook if he found out that my son got assaulted. I mean, my brother actually sent me $3,000 to get the hell out of damn Humboldt County, California, when we were stuck and jammed out there. You see? So Paul would be fucking goddamn furious. Fucking furious. So that would also be a reason to kill him, kidnap him. But I mean, at the very least, if he's alive, then Charlie should be putting me in contact with him. And the fact that he's not is quite a scandal. So you want to talk about a corrupt cop all the way around the block. I've got nothing nice to say about Charlie Richardson right now. Nothing. My whole family's probably dead because of this fucking FBI report, Charlie, that you insisted that I fucking make. Don't you feel bad for, wouldn't you feel bad if something happened again, like at 9/11? You know what? Not this fucking bad, Charlie. They mishandled this whole fucking case and you let him get away with it. But you are somebody in your professional capacity who should have fucking known better. And with my family being at risk, you should have called the Marshal Service, not just for all my family in Ohio, Cincinnati, Dayton, my brother, my mom, all my relatives in Toledo and Cleveland. But instead of doing that, Charlie, you just wanted to help the FBI. And now, I mean, I even had to call the Marshal Service in Columbus to see if they could find anybody, if anybody's even still alive. But you, Charlie, could have put me in contact with my brother, and you're not. And the very fact that you're not is pretty damn shitty. Crime against humanity of enforced disappearance of persons. Charlie Richardson, Detective Charlie Richardson, is highly responsible for allowing this to occur. Elements. The perpetrator, Article 7B, refused to acknowledge the arrest, detention, or abduction, or to give information on the fate or whereabout of such person or persons. Let's just say I'm a judge. I'm a judge under international law. Charlie Richardson, guilty. Tonight's episode of War Crimes Unit. Keep your stun gun or machine gun handy. There's real criminals and terrorists out there and a lot of corrupt cops. I'll see you next time.